A very big story developing right now in Washington, where there are reports that the Environmental Protection Agency may intentionally buried a study challenging some of Uncle Sam's global warming research. This study would have raised serious questions about the science behind the president and the Democrats' big cap and trade energy bill. Republican Senator James Inhofe of Oklahoma is a ranking member of the Senate Environment and Public Works Committee. He joins us live. Senator, I want to read to you the smoking gun email from the EPA Center Director to a staffer, and I'll quote it. We can put it up on the screen. The administrator and the Obama administration have decided to move forward, in other words, with cap and trade, and your comments do not help the legal or policy case for this decision. That was sent to a staffer involved in this 98-page study. Does it appear to you that the EPA buried evidence that would have made the president's climate change bill unnecessary?
Oh, absolutely, Greg. They've been cooking that science since 1998. And, you know, I'm glad people are realizing it. By the way, you heard it here first. We've already ordered an investigation looking into, the guy's name was Alan Carlin. He came out with the truth. They don't want the truth at the EPA. They want to keep their United Nations IPCC figures, and we're going to expose it.
And here is what Alan Carlin said, and I want to quote him because he is the primary author of this study on climate change. Quote, my view is there is not currently any reason to regulate carbon dioxide. Global temperatures are roughly where they were in the mid-20th century. They're not going up. If anything, they're going down. In other words, if there's no endangerment, there's no need for a bill. So what's going to happen on the Senate version of the bill?
Well, it's dead on arrival. There's no question about that. If anyone wants to look up my website, inhofe.senate.gov, I gave a speech on the floor of the Senate last Thursday. I was immediately attacked by John Kerry and Barbara Boxer, but the thing is phony. You know, I feel so good about being redeemed after all these years because they've been throwing this thing in my face since 1998 when we realized all of those scientists that Al Gore had lined up, and I'm talking about Claude Allegra in France, David Bellamy in UK, Nir Shaviv in Israel, all of them used to be on his side. They all said, wait a minute, this science isn't right. And that's exactly what Alan Carlin said. And we've already started an investigation. When you get back from this recess, we're going to get to this, and you're going to be the first to hear about it.
And there are a bunch of emails in addition to the ones that I've mentioned here, in which this guy is being told, be quiet, shut up, don't talk to anybody about this. Might there be, in addition to your investigation, a criminal investigation here?
I don't know whether there would be or not. There could be, and there probably should be. But ever since Carol Browner was running that administration in the Clinton administration, they've been suppressing science and coming out with just what they want people to say. And you might remember, in fact, I know you remember because I talked to you about it on this station. Many years ago, when I first realized this thing was a hoax, and I made the statement that the notion that man-made gases, anthropogenic gases, CO2, cause global warming is probably the greatest hoax ever perpetrated on the American people. And a lot of conservatives, Newt Gingrich, just a year ago, he was standing on the stage with Nancy Pelosi saying, you know, trying to get George Bush to come up with the same program that they're trying to do today. It's dead on arrival in the United States Senate, and I'm kind of rejoicing.
I do remember you and I talked about it. One more question for you. Yesterday, the president called a bunch of reporters into the Oval Office before his golf game, and he admitted to those reporters, apparently, that this bill, this climate change bill, would only modestly affect emissions. And then recall, of course, that last year he said, you know, the cost to consumers in electricity increases would skyrocket. So are we talking, Senator, about a costly bill that accomplishes little, if anything, and according to the experts, some experts, millions of jobs per year would be lost to outsourcing?
There's no question about that. And if you stop and even if there's someone out there that still believes that man-made gases cause global warming, stop and think. why would we then unilaterally pass this huge tax so that we would have to pay it? These jobs go to China and Mexico and India where they don't have any emissions. And by the way, the cost, we can verify that. The first ones to look at the cost were the Wharton School of Economics, then MIT, and then many others. The cost is between $300 and $380 billion a year. That means people watching us now,
right.
If you file a tax return, it'll cost you about $3,000.
Right.
And to get nothing.
Well, this is huge, and you've announced there's an investigation. So thank you, Senator, for being with us. We appreciate
I would only add that Al Gore's all right. Don't worry about him. According to Bloomberg, he's made about $100 million on this issue.
All right, well, somebody's profiting. Senator Inhofe, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Is this my turn? You want me to sing now?